Hey guys, and welcome back to Culture Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. I'm Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Pepe. And this week, we're talking about Girl Meets Rock.
Yeah.
How you doing, Pepe?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How you doing? Grand.
I'm doing alright. Not too bad.
Nice. Girl Meets Rock. It's a music manga, basically.
Yes.
And it's only just over a year old, roughly, or like a few months in that. Yeah, I've never read it before. Nathan's.
It's interesting. I don't
Yeah.
trust that. We'll get into it in the breakdown, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This version, I will say, is about a year old.
Oh right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm curious of what you mean by this. Okay, cool. Go for the breakdown then. I want to get into this then.
Okay. Girl Meets Rock, created by Kawali, published on Jump Rookie, an online platform by Jump, January 7th, 2023 to September 18th, 2023. This version, the remake, is illustrated by Tetsuo Iduichi and published in Shonen Jump Plus from January 14th, 2024 to present. With a passion for richly textured Japanese rock, first-year high school student Chihiro Hatono steps into the world of the Light Music Club, new guitar in tow. But what awaits her behind those doors? A drama of unfiltered youth and musical ambition takes the stage. Thank you, Manga Plus.
Hey, nice. So
this actually was originally a Jump webcomic, like a webtoon.
okay.
So it's been a thing. It's
Mhm.
just until now I'd never heard of Jump Rookie.
No, at all.
Didn't even know they had a separate online platform for just like online content.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the version we read on Manga Plus is the remake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just having a quick read through it now. Yeah, some of the information. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the time when Pepe and I decided, like, oh yeah, let's do a thing about that. There was like barely anything. Like there was barely any chapters. And when I went to go read it yesterday or last night,
Yeah.
there was like 100 something chapters.
Yeah. It's quite a lot there. I mean, that's one thing of it as well. It's
technically also even more than that because like the first one is chapters 1 to 4,
yeah.
and then the second is 5 to 7, and then it's like individual chapters after that.
Yeah.
So on the app it's like, oh, there's like 101 or something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's actually more than that.
Yeah, it's
They've like slammed together a bunch.
I need to look at where I even got to in that series because I read quite a bit of it, to be fair.
Oh, I read 10.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
Not because I was like, I didn't enjoy it. I was reading it quite late, so I was like,
Yeah.
I need to go to bed.
I got up to what says is chapter 25.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still chapters coming out for and stuff. Yeah, so
Sorry, I was wrong. It's 69.
yeah, 69 chapters on there.
Nice.
But yeah, like you said, launched in January 2024. I think it's one of those ones with this series as well. Like it's immediately it feels very light-hearted, and obviously it's like set in the school. It's about band practice kind of thing. Like all these teenagers trying to make a band and like just club activities. It's like a wholesome, easy to read, light-hearted manga about like music and stuff.
Yeah, it's like slice of lifey.
Yeah, very slice of lifey. Like there's not like it's like kind of like the troubles that like you probably would find in like a band practicey kind of as much as you would.
Yeah.
And it's also like comes from what's her face, the main character, Chihiro, who basically decides to pick up a guitar one day and start learning, but like obviously she's just started playing guitar.
Yeah.
So compared to a lot of other people in the the Light Music Club, I think it was called, like the NMC.
Yeah, Light Music Club.
Yeah, like out of all the people in there, she's probably like one of the least experienced ones.
Also, what does that even mean? Light music.
I was thinking that, like, why not?
What is that? What is that even? I never thought to look it up, but like, what does that even mean?
Like, it is actually kind of throwing me off a bit because like if you think like music club, do you think like I don't think like more orchestra kind of thing and light music's more bands? Maybe?
I don't know, maybe, but like I don't understand because like all the characters like will mention a song or a band And you're like, okay, I wouldn't classify any of the ones that I recognize as light music though. Like it was like Bumper Chicken
Yeah.
or Rad Wimps and stuff. And I'm like, is that light music? I don't think so. I don't know what light music is, but I don't think so.
Yeah, it's something that you think like, wait, like I think maybe it's just to differentiate from what you'd have in like a normal music club. Maybe I think it must be that, right? Because this feels very band, like 4-person band orientated, like drums, guitar, like that kind of thing.
Light music is a less serious form of Western classical music which originated. Okay, so that doesn't help me at all.
Because like light music, like to me, like if you said, oh, I just listen to light music, it's kind of like, oh, what's something that like isn't like ironically it's something that isn't too heavy.
It's confusing. Everything I'm clicking on is saying something easy listening, melodic, digestible, atmospheric style between pop and classical, and I'm like, but none of what was mentioned in the manga is something between. I mean, technically anything that isn't directly pop music or directly classical is somewhere in between or whatever, right? I'm like, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I kind of just accepted and moved on with it. I think you probably did the same, right? Where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a weird name for it, but that's fair. Like it like catches you a little bit like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, it's just like whatever, isn't it? Like I don't know. They just play music, man.
Yeah, that's it. It's just like to differentiate. Like I don't know whether Japan has that kind of thing where they need to differentiate different clubs or whatever. You know, like some things, like some series, like, oh, we got to differentiate it like this way because of this reason, and you're like, okay, weird, but okay. Like it might be down to like one of those like small things.
Either that, or in the story, the first ever person to create this club was just like, I'm super knowledgeable about music, and I want it to be called this. That's it. And then everyone was like, okay, cool, whatever. We got a music club, wicked.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. There's got to be. I feel like it's something that we'll never get answers to because it's just been established as the light music club. But it's gonna be like, we just gonna have to deal with that how it is.
Which is funny, is all, because it's like, again, I don't know what light music is, but again, the band names that I've heard or I've seen so far in the 10 chapters I've read, I'm like, I recognize that band name. I recognize that. And I'm like, are those not rock bands? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not Radwimps, but you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, there's certain things that like they're very much like pop groups. I think is the way that pop like kind of like soft rock maybe. Like they're all rock bands, arguably like Japanese. It's J rock or J pop. Like it's like however you want.
Maybe that's what classifies as light music over there.
Yeah, maybe it's like it's a different way of perceiving. Yeah, I mean.
Maybe.
But it is there. But what was your initial thoughts on it, Nate? How did you feel about this manga?
I like it. It took a little while, though. Again, whilst I'm definitely more attuned to like slice of life now, thanks to your influence.
Yeah.
It's this one was just kind of, it started a little slower for me.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like it just chucks you in. So you do literally just start with this random girl in a music store.
Yeah.
And she's just staring at her guitar. And you're like, okay. I mean, it's called Girl Meets Rock, so it makes sense. This is the girl, and she meets the rock because the guitar.
She meets the rock. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, what are you doing here?
It's my drive. It's my power.
Imagine if it was just a series about a Japanese teenager meeting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh my god, that would be so random. I don't know how you would make a whole ass series about that.
You wouldn't be able to. I think you're using his face and you're creating this thing like without his permission, most likely. Especially if it's like a random like manga. Like you probably could like.
It feels like a Protect Me Shikamaru thing. It'd be dead before long.
It feels like something like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would have to create himself. I feel like he'd have to like he'd be the one behind it. It'd probably have a 10 chapter run or whatever.
Yeah,
like it'd just be just like a kid going through some tough times, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows up like, "Hey kids, it's me."
So, could you imagine? Girl meets The Rock in a music store, and then and then they start a band, and he joins the light music club.
Part of me would actually really enjoy it, Nate, as much as you like saying it lasts like 10 chapters. I kind of would vibe with it. I don't know if it had the longevity, but like it kind of sounds quite fun.
It's a wacky thing, but yeah. Anyway, tangent aside, it's not bad. I guess beyond 10 chapters, some more stuff will happen, but like so far, not a lot has happened. She's practicing. She made her first band. The two guys suck.
Yeah.
Her band is not very cohesive, and they kind of suck.
Okay.
And Momo, her band just broke up.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
But that's kind of it.
Yeah, okay. There's like where I'm at right now. What chapter did I say I read up to? 25 or something, wasn't it?
You said 20 something.
Yeah, I just finished 25. Where I'm at right now, a lot has changed since then.
Okay.
Like in terms of like dynamics between characters, which I think like a series like this, it would like basically be like focused on that. I'd say I always say that like doing a series about music, especially like a manga series, you're always gonna have a tough run with it because music is like, I mean, it's audio, and how do you convey that sometimes in it? And there's certain points where like you're just taking the character's word for it. They're like, oh, this sing's really good, and you're like, oh, is it? Okay, like sometimes it's like you have to just judge off a character's reaction, because especially when a vocalist is having the confidence with their singing in the drawing or the picture, like in the frame, it's like, oh, it looks like he's having a good time. Then you have to wait for a character in the next panel to say, oh, this guy sucks, or it's like, hey, this person's really good. So it's always like, it's a tough sell with a manga. It's something like another quite similar series that came out a couple years back. I think it got a second series recently. Is Bochi the Rock. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I have. That's on my list. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, that's like a series like, I mean, very very similar concepts in some ways. Where it's like, what was it? Because Bochi the Rock is about this girl who's really really great at guitar and is on YouTube and like has like thousands of subscribers, but she doesn't show her face. But then, because she has social anxiety, and then joins a band for the first time, and it's all about that. So it comes from a very different place where Girl Meets Rock comes from, because Girl Meets Rock comes from a person that wants to start a band and wants to play guitar, but needs to find the right people to do it with. Whereas Bochi the Rock is kind of like this person who has social anxiety is physically brought into a band where she's like, like fucking going crazy. Like, I think like it's one of those ones I feel like it'd be interesting for you to watch it, Nate, just to get like a different kind of perspective on these kind of series as well, especially with music. Because I feel an anime for this would probably do a lot better. I feel like let's put it this way as well. I prefer this a lot more than Beat in Motion, because like I compare it to Beat in Motion because, again, Beat in Motion is a series based off of what would be an animation and how do you convey it as much. And arguably, I didn't even really care for the characters in Beat in Motion that much, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't really care for the characters much in Beat in Motion. In this series, I still kind of don't care either.
Really? Okay, yeah.
Like the characters are fine, you know, they've all got their quirks and whatever, you know, like they're believable characters. It's just at the moment I still, at least in 10 chapters, I still kind of don't care.
Interesting, yeah. Okay.
I can empathize with them, you know, like I feel for Momo being like, especially right after her band play as one of the only 3 first year bands that can play in that concert, to then break up and, you know, have that whole thing of like, you don't know what love is.
Oh, yeah.
And you get that little tiny bit of her backstory, tiny little bit of like the past where, you know, like you learn that like Momo is probably ace or asexual or something, you know, like she's got inklings of like, I don't really like this thing, but I don't quite know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
So she feels like ostracized for it. And I can sympathize with like feeling ostracized for just reasons that you can't quite explain.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like, okay, I can empathize with it and I feel for you, but I still don't really care.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I think I get you're right. There's like a load of these characters that come from different, and they all have their own individual problems as well. That's one thing with it. Like you're seeing a lot of these characters come through with that, and then you got like, what was it? The guy that she sees Takami.
Yeah.
Who just turns out to be an absolutely massive asshole.
Yeah.
Like, and you just see him become more and more of an asshole as the chapters go on. And like, I think it's always one of those ones. Like, it's quite weird because when you see him, it's like, oh, is this guy a guy gonna be like a main character-y kind of thing, or like how's it? And then it just turns out that like the more and more you hear about him, it's like, oh, okay, no, he's just a dickhead. It's like everything about him is just an awful person, and you're like, oh, okay.
She's really annoying me. You're her boyfriend. Yeah. It's still annoying though.
Kind of gives off the vibe of like a Pariston in Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Like a guy that's always just like smiling the whole time and isn't really like letting on to how he like truly feels or whatever. Like it's a lot there.
I can see that. I can definitely see that comparison.
Like he also has that face where he's just like way too smug. Like it's just a smug face about him, and it's like I think that's the great thing about this. The thing that I really enjoyed is that like no character feels the same as the other. No one feels like every character has their own, what's the word for it? Like every character has their own purpose. That's what I feel like. Like they all have like their own thing. There's a reason why this character's here. The only one I'm kind of unsure about is Yaga, but like obviously you have that thing where like was it the introverted girl, like she again, I say this, but like she's still a character that does like have like, oh look, we just became friends with her, and like she's the only one that like actually dislikes the idea of joining a music club, so she's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, for me the character I don't understand is Rin.
Okay, interesting.
Because in 10 chapters she's just sort of existed, and like what we've seen her do so far is string along the vocalist of their band through the text, and then she's the one that saw Chihiro singing in the AV room after.
Yes,
but like Rin's also not done anything really, and
right, okay,
like I haven't seen anything for like her motivations or anything.
Right, okay.
She just sort of exists, at least in 10 chapters.
That changes a lot in the next 15 afterwards. I'll say that.
Okay.
Rin becomes like a pivotal part of Chihiro's experience in a band, basically. So Rin basically becomes like the catalyst of like how Chihiro develops as a music artist.
Okay.
It's really interesting thing. Like obviously that's one thing about Rin as well as a character. I feel like the way that she develops further on as well in the next 15 is one of those ones where you either love her or hate her.
Okay.
And remember that what's that series that we read back in 2021? What was it? Elusive Samurai.
Yeah.
And there was the priest character
Yep.
who was basically tutoring Yuki Toki? So whoever the main character was of that.
Yeah.
But Rin very much gives off vibes of that priest character.
Okay.
And that's what I'd be like when in those next like really like pushes Chihiro to do stuff. And Chihiro's like, I don't want to do this. And Rin's like, you're gonna have to do this. Or it's like Rin starts playing like, oh, okay, well, our band's splitting up, so let's actually get other members in. And then that's where you see like a little bit of like scheming behind the scenes from Rin. It's a lot more of a playful character that comes into her own a bit more. So like again, yeah, definitely has a purpose a bit further on. Just like probably just like you're like there just before she starts doing stuff. So it's
yeah, because like that's the other thing is there's lots of characters so far, and at least where I stopped, I'm like, some have done some stuff, a lot have done nothing, and I'm like, I'm sure it'll kick in eventually because it was a web comic, like so. I don't know how many pages or whatever the requirement was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if for online Jump was still like 20 pages every week.
Yeah, if it is a strict deadline. Yeah.
Like I don't know what the structure was for it. But like, yeah, so far it's fine. It's enjoyable. It's a light read. But yeah, I'm just like, no one's really done anything.
It's one of those where I do get you mean. I think it's one of those, I feel you have to keep with it a lot. And I know that's probably one of the things that you probably like this. I know like when people say to you, keep with it, it's one of those things.
That's why it's hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I don't care, because it's like, normally if after one chapter, if not much has happened, I'm out.
Yeah, yeah.
I gave this a chance because I was like, it's light reading. And I was like, okay, it's not too bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, to even say that 10 chapters in, I'm like, normally in Jump, that would have been the Axe Zone.
For me, it's one of those where I'm actually heavily vibing with it right now. I think it's one of those I just kept on reading. Is I think I like at certain points, it's like, I want to see how this happens or this goes down, or like see how this character reacts to this character, or like, oh, this person's clearly got an idea. How's that going on? I think like it wasn't even like I wanted to stop at a certain point. Is like I think I just kept going just to see like the certain characters react with each other. I kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. I think it would thrive better as either an anime or a live action, I'd say.
I could see a live action.
A live action would work. It'd work really well. It's grounded enough for it to work. It doesn't feel like it would have to be too overly produced in terms of anything. Like you could easily get a crew on that, and like for like a Japanese live action kind of thing. Yeah,
You'd only need a school set, really. You know, you'd only need a few sets, some on-site locations. You know.
Yeah, for a J drama, it'd be easy to do. It'd be really easy to do with it.
Yeah, they look like pretty standard costumes as well.
Yeah, and considering there's like 60 chapters of it right now, I think, in my opinion, I think we will get something from this. I think it does feel. I've had a couple of recommendations of this from people as well.
Oh, okay.
Like my cousin, who is actually a musician, I think he recommended this to me at one point. He said, I really enjoyed this. So I was like, oh, okay, I might check it out.
I mean, again, I was gonna read more. It's just I was reading this like super late.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I need to go to bed. That's why I stopped at 10, because I wanted to just stop at like a nice round number.
Yeah, yeah. You get a good idea of it at that point as well. Yeah, 100%. Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, it did feel like something was on the cusp of happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like, where I stopped, that's where Momo opens up a little more. They hang out after school, and Chihiro learns a little more. So like, and I think one of the cover arts or something that was on at the start of some of the chapters. So I know that they're probably gonna make another band.
Yeah, that's one thing as well. Yeah,
even in 10 chapters, Chihiro like is not vibing with these guys.
No,
like,
not at all. Yeah,
and I don't blame her. You know, if you're trying to be serious about it, these two guys are like your typical like high school like slacker dudes. That was me. That was fucking me.
It's those kind of people that turn up. Like, and I think even the vice president of the club, she even says, "Hey, keep with it. You're gonna be beat down quite a bit.
Yeah,
like just make sure you stay with it. Like honestly, you're great.
Yeah.
Don't give up."
I don't remember what chapter that is, but yeah, she was like, "Keep with it, no matter what."
Yeah, because that's like kind of like she plays your like kind of sensei role in it. What's her name? It was Tamaki. That was it.
Yeah,
like she plays that kind of sensei role in that kind of thing. Like you get little hints of backstory about her as well, like what her motivation was to start playing. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes through there, and it's like that's cool. I like this character a lot, and then you see that character interact with others, and it's like okay, it's all piecing together. It's like it's nice, it's wholesome. It's just nice to see these characters interact. And for me right now, it feels the plot is there. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like this series in particular feels very character driven to me.
Oh, for sure.
To me, like as got up to where I am, it's like seeing how Chihiro progresses as an artist, and see where she goes with the band, and seeing how the other bands do as well that are kind of looking down on her from time to time.
I mean, it's pretty clear from like when she gets into high school that it's like character driven, because Chihiro has like this "how do you do" fucking Steve Buscemi like kind of, do you know what I mean? Like the way she talks sometimes, she's like, is this the folly of youth or something? You know, she says things like that, and you're like, okay, you're first year in high school, like calm down. Like what are you talking about? You're talking like you're fucking 60 or something. The fuck?
Oh man.
But it's like, you know, it's Chihiro's got that kind of personality, you know. Momo is, at least on the surface, is the bright sunshine, the ray, the one who like shines brightly in front of everyone. Like it does feel, like you said before, like with every character feeling different, having their own personalities, their own motivations and purposes. Like that's very clear quite early on, and that's like how you know this series are definitely still gonna, regardless of whatever happens, it's all about the characters. Like the music is just the medium in which we get to learn about these characters.
Absolutely, yeah. Like that's in my opinion, and it's nothing against how the series goes. So, realistically, to have 60 chapters as well, to the point where like it's still going.
I mean, the original was what, from January to September.
Yeah,
That's like 7 months. And let's say that was like weekly.
yeah.
That's a lot, you know?
That's at least like, I mean, that'd be like 40 chapters if it was weekly, roughly.
And it depends on how, like, that's if it was weekly and not just
Yeah.
like the, Koali was just like, oh, you can publish whenever, like, just post it.
Yeah, it depends on what. Like again, we never heard of Jump Rookie before, so it's like one of those ones where I feel like when we do these kind of series, it's like we hear about a new version of Jump every time we do something.
Oh my god, there is like you gotta wonder like how did anyone in Japan keep up with this stuff? There's like
there's a lot,
bro, there's like a version of Jump for every like subculture and subsection of every fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh yeah, I only want to read Jump every like 6 months, but I also only want to read this one genre, and they're like, fam, I got you.
Yeah.
Look, it's Jump 6 or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
No, some kind of like there's always like this Jump Mega, and you're like, what the fuck is Jump Mega? And it's like it comes out every 4 months, and you're like, it's a seasonal thing. Okay, interested. Like,
it's Jump Century. We release it once every 100 years.
Yeah, I mean, arguably it could be by the time. Imagine that. But again, don't know what Jump Rookie is, but I mean, this one, like in Jump Plus, has been going for 60 chapters odd, it's like I said before, the thing that I like felt goes against it most is its genre of it, because it's always tough to do a music series and do one successfully, and the fact it's able to do one with 60 chapters, I mean, good, like that's good going for it.
Yeah.
I think, like we said, it's probably is because it is the character-driven thing, and I think if it was to get animated or get a live action, I think that could only boost its potential with it. So I look forward to seeing like where it goes in the future. 100%.
I would prefer an anime.
Yeah.
I know earlier we were like, oh yeah, live action would be super
Yeah.
easy and it would fit, but I would prefer an anime rather than a live action, because the live actions always have a little extra layer of cringe on it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think especially when you're set in a school as well, it's always those kind of ones. I think an anime would be perfect for it, especially like something like on the same level as like Bocchi the Rock, which I again like highly recommend with that.
I don't know why in my mind I want to see it like pastel colors,
That 100%.
quite vibrant and pastel colors. That'd be nice.
I think that's how it's kind of done. Like, I feel like imagine having like a great anime studio behind this, and like kind of like just even like just a good quality animation would just do it well and good. I think, and I'd be excited to see it personally. I'd be hyped.
That'd be cool.
Is there anything else you want to say about it before wrap this up, Nathan?
No, I don't think I've got anything else to say, to be honest.
Would you recommend it? That's the next thing. Would you recommend the series?
I actually would. Despite everything I said, it is quite an easy read and it is enjoyable. I think I don't know, there's still a part of me that, because it's a bit slice of life, there's still parts of me that like I haven't fully gotten over it yet. Like in anime, I'm used to it now, but like with the manga, I'm like, I actually really have to pay attention, because obviously I'm reading the thing, and I already got ADHD, man. Like I can't focus when I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend it, to be honest. It's fun. It's a nice little read with some interesting characters.
I completely agree. I'd highly recommend this as well. It's just like a light-hearted kind of thing. You don't need to like you just read a couple chapters here or there and then come back to it later. It's like it doesn't feel too intense. Nothing about it feels like stressful. It's some great it's great to see where these characters are like in terms of relatability, like what they're going through. I think a lot of people I think this is like if you found this as like the right fan, I'd say is the best way to do it, because I know some people would absolutely love this. Like I think it's great. I think there's like someone out there that would probably like love it even more than I did or something like that. That'd be like, this is like the best thing ever. So I mean I'd 100% say like give it a read. I'd again highly recommend it. Well, in which case this brings our this brings our episode to the end. Thank you for listening, guys. If you checked out Girl Meets Rock, do let us know in the comments below. How much have you read? Are you going to start reading it? Obviously, yeah. Anything, we'd love to hear from you guys. Anyway, thank you for listening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button for future Culture Boys videos. Check the links in our description. We have our podcast down there. And we see you guys next time for another Culture Boys episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.